If you have shoes on, you can take it off. Find a nice, comfortable spot in your house. Have a mat and a band available. We're going to start in all fours here with a little spine activation. This exercise is good to tone your core and to decompress the spine. So when you're ready, you're going to come into all fours, the shoulders over the hands and the hips over the knees. We're going to start with a gentle rock from side to side. This is going to target your outer hips and your abductor muscles. So I want you to start nice and slow. And from the front, you should be able to see your hips moving side to side. You want to feel this on the outer hip. So flex your toes, plant your palms nice and firmly into the floor, spreading your fingers apart. As you inhale, you come into the center, and as you exhale, you rock your hips from the right to the left. And you want to hold that stretch for about a second or two once you get to the right side, and a second or two as you get to the left. Again, you inhale to release the stretch, and you exhale to press into those hips from the left and to the right. We're going to stop in the middle here on this next one. Draw a deep inhale through the nose, flex the toes in the back, and start to arch your back as you bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, you're going to round the spine, pull the belly in, and bring the chin into the chest. As you press your palms into the floor, you hold this for about 3, 2, 1. Draw the inhale through the nose, arch the back, gaze up at the ceiling, and press your hands into the floor to draw the shoulders away from your earlobes. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze the belly in, and bring your chin into the chest. Holding this for 3, 2, 1. We're going to try 2 more. Inhale through the nose, arch the back, flex the toes, spread the floor with your hands. Exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest, press the palms down. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine, arch the back. And exhale, one last time, chin to the chest, round the spine, press the floor with your hands. Excellent. We're going to start rocking nice and gently here. Shoulders are going to roll over your hands. The hips are going to roll over your knees. So start with a small range of motion. Everybody's looking good. And as you get comfortable, you can start pressing into the floor to drive your hips a little closer towards your ankles. Great. So you're going to get into the shoulder blades. You're going to loosen up your hips. And every time you push back, I want you to inhale. Every time you come forward, you exhale. The breath is coming in through the nose and out through your mouth. We're going to try a couple more in this direction. Stop in the middle. Lengthen the spine. Press the floor with your palms and gently start going over towards the other side. Now you can start small so you get comfortable with your range of motion, comfortable with your stretch. And as you find yourself getting looser, you can start increasing that rock, maybe adding the head, rolling it around to release the trapezius, the neck muscles. We're going to try a couple more in this direction. Very good. Stop at all fours. We're going to start now taking the plank to activate your core. So just getting your heart rate and your body temperature up slightly, making that blood flow through the body. We're going to hold it for 4, 3, 2, drop the knees into the ground. Step your right foot forward. Now you're going to gently fall into that right leg, pointing the toes back. The knees are going to be 90 degrees. So one way to see if you're correct is to make sure that the knee stays above the ankle joint. Your hands are going to frame that right foot. Gently start to fall forward into that left hip. So you're going to feel this in your hip flexors. Very good. Take a deep inhale through the nose, big exhale through the mouth. On the next inhale, try to fall a little deeper into that thigh. Exhaling, rocking back and stretching your front leg. Getting into the posterior chain now. Right leg is straight. You're sitting over your left ankle. Right toes are up. So come on back for me. Just gently press yourself into your back leg. Now, if you're feeling a little bit tight into the posterior chain, you can keep your knees slightly bent. Don't try to force the stretch. On the next inhale, come on forward. Let's get a little deeper. We're going to do this 5 times, rocking from the front with an inhale and coming back with an exhale. So you're going to work your mobility. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock back. Each time, trying to access your pose a little bit more. Inhale, rock forward. Hold this stretch for a couple of breaths. Exhale, come on back, toes up, sit into that left ankle. One last time, inhale to move forward. Yes. Try to get a little deeper into that stretch. And exhale, come on back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, come forward and start to walk that right leg out. So that way your hand's still below your shoulder, but your foot should be on the outer edge of the mat. We're going to take that right elbow and push it right against your inner thigh. Yes. So you can place your hands on the floor or you can keep your palms off the floor, just adding tension into the inner thigh, getting into your adductors. Great job. We're going to hold this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back into all fours. Let's hit the left side now. So hands right below your shoulder blades, knees right below your hips. We're going to hold the plank, lifting off the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Make sure that your hips are leveled with your shoulder blades. So we're not piking up. It's not a down dog. It's a plank. So lower the hips for me a little bit more. Yes. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Gently place the knees on the mat. Step forward with your left foot. 90-degree angle at the knees. Point your toes back on the right. Hands are going to sit right underneath your shoulders, framing your left foot. You're going to feel a deep stretch on the outer hips, the posterior chain, and the hip flexor on the right side. Stay here. Take deep, deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your mouth. We're holding this for 4, 3, 2. Draw a deep inhale through the nose, fall deeper into your stretch. On the exhale, start to shift your weight back, stretching that front leg and falling into your right hip. Now take your time here as you adjust. This is the first time you're holding this stretch today. So as you move back, I want you to gently move back, listening to your body and your range of motion. And you'll notice that when we did the right side, you guys started to really warm up and get that muscle to lengthen a little bit more. So this is exactly what we're going to do on this side. So on the next inhale, come forward, get deeper into that right hip flexor. Exhale, come on back, sit into your right heel, stretch that front leg, lift your toes up, pressing your heels into the ground to really access that posterior chain of your legs. Inhale, rock forward, come on deeper into the stretch. Exhale, gently come back, pressing the ankles into the floor, sitting on that right heel. Let's try a couple more. Inhale to move forward. Shift the weight. Get deeper now into the hip flexor. Planting the tops of the foot into the floor. Exhale, gently rock back. Get into your hamstrings here, sitting into your right ankle. Very good. One last time. Inhale, come on forward. And now you're going to start to walk your feet outside the mat on the left side. Bring your hands under your shoulders. So the knee is falling out towards the left. You're going to take that left elbow and push it against your inner thigh to get deeper into that outer hip. So just push that elbow in. Make sure your shoulders are down, away from your earlobe. So you should be on the knife edge of your left foot. Lifting slightly on the inside, your big toe should be off the floor. Hold this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into all fours. Now we're going to come into a kneeling position. So you're going to tuck the pelvic floor. We're going to start with the neutral positioning. Knees, hips, shoulders aligned. You're going to draw an inhale and tuck your pelvic bone into a posterior tilt. So if you look from the camera, you have an arch in your back. This is an anterior tilt. You're going to correct that by tucking it in, squeezing the glutes, and engaging that core. You're going to inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, tuck and squeeze your glutes. Inhale, release, come back to neutral. Exhale, squeeze, tuck, and hold. Let's try a couple more. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. One more time. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and have a seat on the mat. Cross the legs and reach for your band or your belt or your towel. We're going to start with a seated overhead stretch, and this is going to be for your lats, so that posterior chain. You're going to grab the band and make sure you spread your arms out nice and wide. The wider you go, the more you're going to get into the stretch. So we're going to hold this, sitting nice and tall with your shoulders over your hips. Now try to keep your hand right above the crown of the head. Don't let it come back. It's not a shoulder stretch. It's for your lats. So the band is going to sit right over the crown of your head. And think about sitting tall like a warrior. Very good. Try and inhale through the nose. On the exhale, we're going to start falling towards the right side. So getting into the left lat. Yes, you're going to hold this for a few seconds. So reach the left hand towards the sky, dropping your weight to the right. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale to center. Great, stay here. Let your hands pull in opposite directions. It's gonna sit right over the crown of the head. Draw a big breath in through the nose and exhale, falling now towards the left to get into your right lat. We're gonna hold this for a few seconds. So not only the lats are stretching, you're also stretching your lower back and those obliques. You're holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale to center. Drop the band in front of you. You're going to stretch out your legs. The band is going to go right below your feet. So make sure it's nice and even. If you have places to hold on, like holes to put your hand, you can bring your hands through those holes, or decrease the range of motion. You're gonna sit nice and tall, drawing the belly into the spine, squeezing your big toe and your ankles together, and pulling the elbows into your rib cage. So bending at the elbows 90 degrees, holding that flexion, and sitting nice and tall. So we're now turning on all the muscles in that posterior chain, stretching the hamstrings, the back, drawing the belly into the spine, taking your deep inhales through the nose, exhaling through your mouth. And let's hold this for 30 more seconds. Big breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Try to count that inhale for 4 counts and your exhale for 4 counts. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands and start to walk them towards your feet. So grabbing a hold now on the bands and folding forward, letting your chest gently melt over your thighs. And in order to do that, I want you to deepen those inhalations and your exhalations. If this is too much for you, you can bend the knees slightly. But we're going to stay here for about a minute or so. So 5 to 10 deep breaths, depending on how you are breathing. Soften the elbows, so that way you're using your bicep to pull your weight forward towards your thighs. Relax those shoulders down. And remember to flex the knees if this becomes too much in your hamstring. Now, you should be feeling this in your lower back, your glutes, the hamstrings, all of those muscles that help you with posture. Very good, guys. Just deep breaths. Each time you exhale, you're accessing the pose a little bit deeper. Chest to the thighs. Let's try a couple more breaths. Now we're going to get into the calf. Sit tall, release the stretch. You can take your right foot into the band and the left foot's going to come out. Bend your left knees so that your knee is up towards the ceiling. Foot should be placed flat on the floor. We're going to hold on to the band and lift your right leg to knee level. Notice neck is parallel to your left knee. So we're not going to go any higher than that. Fall back. Great. So you're stretching out your calf. If you'd like to move the band into the balls of the foot to get a little bit more release in your Achilles, you can do that. Elbows are bent. Your chest is out. See how you can draw that leg a little bit closer to your chest once you bend the elbows. Instead of forcing so much the back, you're letting now the hamstrings and the calves take over. We're going to hold this for 20 more seconds. Deep breaths. 10 more seconds. Knees parallel. You're holding on. In 5, we're going to roll back, lower back, middle back, top back to get deeper into the lower back and the glutes. So start to gently roll. As you roll, you're going to bring the right leg with you towards your chest. Rest your head on the floor. Pulling that band, maybe walking your hands a little closer towards your feet. If you have an elastic band, be careful. You might want to hold it close to the foot so that band doesn't slap off. Now, if you feel that is too much for you, you can always flex your knee joint. Ease into the stretch. Great. Taking deep breaths in through the nose. Big exhales through your mouth. We're going to hold this for 20 more seconds. And we're going to get into the outer hip, your abductor muscle. One more inhale through the nose. Exhale, stretch your left leg, placing the ankles on the floor. Grab a hold of the band with your left arm. Drop your right hand on the floor, palms down, and gently start to fall into the left side with your right leg. So you're taking that right leg across the hip. You can place your left elbow on the floor. You're going to feel this stretch on the outer hip, abductors, hamstrings, lower back, obliques. Continue to breathe. Pushing through the heels, that way your toes are coming towards you. And hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, return back to center, nice and slow. You're gonna hold on with the right hand, switching now the handle. Bringing the left palm to the floor. As you exhale, start to drop your leg towards the right side. Pressing through the ankles and now hitting the inner thigh muscles, your adductors. Make sure that your left hip stays on the floor. So one way to ensure that is taking your left hand over that hip, pushing it down. If you notice yourself lifting off, reset the stretch by coming back to the middle, drawing the inhale, and falling once again. So it's not how deep you can go by lowering the leg, as much as it is that you're feeling the stretch in your inner thigh, but still maintaining that left hip on the floor. You're stretching the hip flexor. And you're going to hold this for 15 more seconds. As you take your exhales, you're going to notice your muscles start to relax even more. You're allowing your central nervous system to relax. And we're going to bring that leg back to the middle, coming up to stand and repeating this series of stretches on the other side. So you're going to bend your right leg. Take the band under your left foot. We're going to walk the hands closer towards the feet. Draw a deep inhale through the nose. On the exhale, start to lift your left leg. Keep your leg parallel to the right knee. Sitting up, leaning back about 10 to 15 degrees. Chest is opened. So let's draw the shoulders down, engaging that upper back, bending at the elbows, using your bicep to pull the leg towards the chest. Everyone's feeling this in their hamstring and calf muscle. Good. Keep holding the stretch, sitting tall. Think about expanding and opening up your heart. We're going to hold this for 15 more seconds. In 5, we're going to roll lower back, middle back, top back into the floor. So when you're ready, start to descend, bringing the leg up with you to get deeper into your lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and calf. Your right foot now is going to extend out. So extend the knees, extend the hip on the right. Ankles should be up towards the sky. Drawing deep inhalations through the nose, big exhales through your mouth, and holding on this stretch for about 45 more seconds. So gently breathe. Your inhale should take about 4 counts. Your exhale about 4 counts. Thinking about releasing the muscle. Every time you exhale, you have an opportunity to access your stretch a little bit more. So if you have sciatica issues, if you have lower back pain, this is the stretch for you. Make sure your lower back, your middle back are pressed into the floor. We're going to draw a deep inhale. Pass the band from the left into the right hand. On the exhale, press your left palm into the floor and start to drop your leg towards the right, taking that abductor into a nice deep stretch. You're going to feel this from your glute to your outer hip, IT band. You can place your right elbow on the floor. And you don't have to go right into that stretch from the get-go as far out as you can go. You can ease into the stretch by breathing. Each time you exhale, you let yourself get a little bit deeper. This twist is also beneficial to help release toxins from your internal organs. So make sure you're taking deep breaths. On the next inhale, we're going to slowly return to center, passing your handles into the left side. Right palm is at the floor. Exhale, start to ease into your stretch, dropping the legs towards the left. Pull the leg towards your armpit as you bring your right palm into the right hip to make sure that you stay square. Now you don't have to go low here. As long as you're feeling the stretch in your inner thigh, stop where you are comfortable. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, do it on your exhale. And we're holding the stretch for 20 more seconds. Inhale back to center. We're going to bring both legs up now, holding on to the band. This is going to release your lower back. Now you can walk your hands closer to your feet, bending at the elbows. Push the band into the balls of the foot. Your lower back will not lift from the floor, so we're going to keep that lower back down. Draw the belly into the spine, bending at the elbows to pull your legs, thighs towards the chest. Getting that deep release in the lower back, in the glute, in the hamstring, and your calf muscles. Relax the breath. We're gonna hold the stretch for 10 more seconds. Great. Release the legs, bend the knees. Take your hands, wrap them around your inner calf and start to roll from the left to the right. Knees are separate. You're going to rock from one side to the other. So going into the right and the left glute, massaging the lower back. We're going to hold this stretch. Spread your knees apart. Push your lower back into the floor. Relax the foot. Drawing the thighs towards your chest. We're going to bring the knees together on the next inhale. Rolling the legs towards the left side 5 times. Inhale to draw the knees towards the chest. Exhale to release. We are gently rolling into the lower back, your sacrum, the glute muscle. And once you reach that 5th row, exhale back into the other side. Inhale to draw the knees towards the chest. Exhale, rolling on in the opposite direction 5 times. Nice and gentle. When you're ready, roll forward. Into seated, we're going to bring the attention now to the anterior portion of your body. So with the band in your hand, if you don't have the holes in the band, you're going to put the band around the ankle. If you do have holes in the band like I do, you're going to take that strap into your foot. We're going to start with the left side. So you have the strap, you can put it around the ankles. We're going to start with the right knee forward, 90 degrees. You're stretching your hip flexors. The band is behind you in your back. You're going to grab a hold of the band as you pull your ankles towards your glute. You're going to hold on to that stretch as much as you can and where you're comfortable. One way to ensure that you are protecting the knee joint on the opposite side is that you have that 90-degree angles. You're going to fall and sink into those hips, holding your hands close to the chest and adding that resistance. Now listen to the body. If you don't have a band, you can always use your hands to wrap around the foot and draw the legs towards your glute. You're going to hold this stretch for another 30 seconds. So breathe, be patient. The deeper you breathe, the more you'll access. You'll notice that you'll start sinking more into that hip. So if you're a runner, you do a lot of squats, you sit, you have a job that you have to sit at a desk, this is a great stretch for you. When you're holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, release the tension. We're going to take the right leg, bend 90 degrees. As you place the heels to align with your ankles, you're going to come into a pigeon pose. That left foot still behind you. We're going to drop into our forearms, placing the forehead into the floor, or you can create a pillow with your hands. Tops of the foot pointed back. So there are 3 ways we can stretch this muscle, and I'll demonstrate to you, and you'll be doing those 3 different stretches for the hip flexors. Draw deep inhale through the nose, big exhales through the mouth, allowing yourself to melt into your hips. On the next inhale, push your hands down into the floor. Start to lift the chest up. Squeeze your left cheek nice and tall. Rolling the shoulders away from your earlobes. We're going to sink now into your right glute. You're going to take your left hand into your left foot. Tuck your heels as closest to your glutes as you can. Inhaling, reaching the left arm up and taking that side twist. So you're looking over the right shoulder, still hitting the front of the thighs. Bringing the attention now to that anterior chain. This is for your quad, your hip flexor, obliques, shoulders. We're holding this stretch for another 20 seconds. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, gently release yourself from the stretch and come to the front. We're going to go into the left side. Take the bands off the right ankle. We're going to place it over the left. So, we're going to bring that opposite leg in front. The band goes into the foot on the other side. You can use your hands if the band is too difficult. Now bring the band over your shoulder into the front of the body where you'll grab a hold with the opposite hand. The front knee should be at a 90-degree angle. You're going to start pulling the ankles in the back towards the glute. So getting into that hip flexor. Now you'll notice that one side will be harder than the other. Maybe your balance is going to be off. You can as well lie prone into the floor and draw that ankle towards your glute if it's too hard to be on your knees. I see someone modifying. That's a very good modification. You're still stretching the same muscle, but you're not adding tension to the knees. We're going to stay here for another 30 seconds. Remember that each exhale will help you get into the pose a little bit more. So nice, long, deep breaths. Ten more seconds. On the next inhale, release the leg. You're going to use the assistance of your hands to bring the ankles towards your right hip. Walking the back leg as far back as you can. Coming into that pigeon pose. Falling into your forearms. Maybe your forehead melts into your palms as you form a pillow with your hands. Holding on to this pigeon to open up your hips. You'll notice that one side of your body is tighter than the other, and it's usually your dominant side. So if you're a right-handed person, it'll usually be the right side. If you're left-handed, you'll see that the left side will be more. Continue to draw your inhales through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And we're going to finish with that twist. On the next inhale, press your palms into the floor. Lift the heart. Gaze up at the ceiling. Sit onto your left glute. Bring your right hand into your right ankle. Pull that right heel towards your butt. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, take your twist towards the left. Pressing the palms into the floor and taking deep breaths. One more big inhale. And when you're ready, exhale, come into the center. We're gonna stand tall to now open the anterior shoulder blade. We stretch the back. We're gonna stretch now that anterior portion of your body. The hands go back. You have your band around the right hand and the left. Now make sure you're pulling the band apart so you have enough tension. We're gonna start with the band close to the glutes. You're gonna draw an inhale through the nose. As you exhale, start to pull your hands away from your butt, tucking the hips into that posterior tilt. You're gonna feel this at the biceps and triceps. So we're still staying low. We're not going up all the way. So you're reaching back, but still low. I would say about glute height. We're gonna hold this for another 15 seconds. You're gonna pinch those shoulder blades together in the back, engaging the abdominal wall. Great. Now we're going to release that stretch. You're going to take your hands, walk them away, and bring them now to about shoulder blade height. So pull the band as far out as you can. You are about shoulder height behind the back in your posterior chain, because now we are hitting anterior deltoids, chest, bicep, forearm. Pay attention to your lower back. Are you arching? If you are, tuck your hips into a posterior tilt. Soften the knees and draw the abdominal walls into the spine. Take deep breaths. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands, release the stretch. Take the band now and bring it over the crown of the head. Inhaling to bring it up, pulling the arms as far out. This time, you're going to go slightly past the crown. So you're still in the posterior chain. So think about your body being divided between the front and the back, the middle being the crown of the head. So your hands and band should be in the posterior chain, right above your delts. Great. The further you walk your hands, the better it is for the stretch. So you want to make sure you have tension pulling in opposite directions. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the band in front of the body as you pull away. We're now hitting the posterior chain. Shoulder blades. So push your hands forward away from you. We're holding it now in front of the body. Shoulders are down. You're tucking at the hips. And release the band. Shake your hands. Release that tension. Roll the shoulders back 4 times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. Roll your shoulders forward 4 times. Opening the spine. Rear delts. And 1. We're going to take the hips in circles, softening at the knees. You're going to roll the hips in the opposite direction, loosening up. Relax the hands down, roll your shoulders towards the left 4 times, bringing the chin into the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Releasing tension from the traps and your neck. Reverse directions. 4 circles on the other side. We're going to keep the head now neutral, drawing a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale, gently lower the right ear into the right shoulder. Press your left hand down. Be gentle with this stretch. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Start to slowly drop the left ear into the left shoulder. Press your right palm down. Inhale the arms up as you bring your head back to center. Drop the left hand behind your back as you bring your right hand into the elbow. Press that arm down. Stretching your triceps and lats. Always making sure that you are not arching the back, that you are in a posterior tilt, protecting that lower spine. Inhale to reach up, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the right elbow. Bring your left hand on top of that elbow. Push it down, stretching your triceps, your lats on the right side. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Start to gently rock your arms from the left to the right. Feet firmly planted on the floor. Couple more. Very good. We're going to bring the toes and the ankles together. Finishing with gratitude, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today. And if you want to still make it to water class, I'm starting at 9:30. You guys got 10 minutes to run to the clubhouse. Inhale your arms up to the sky. What are you grateful for today? Thank you so much for coming. I'm here every Saturday, 8:30 with this full body stretch. Tomorrow, I will be teaching a 8:30 upper body Zoom class. So that will need dumbbells, and you're working to build muscular strength and resistance, and followed by 9:30 water aerobics here at the clubhouse on the pool. So you have 2 chances to work out with me tomorrow.